Why, hello there, everyone. Good to see you. Paul Trani here, going to dive into, as you can see, creating brushes in Illustrator, creating with pride. So this is all about Pride Month. Everybody's welcome. Hang out with us. We're going to have some fun. We're going to create some. My favorite thing is really creating brushes in Illustrator because they are the most versatile, and I'm totally into it. So I'm going to show you how to obviously like make brushes, but why you would make brushes in the first place. So this will be a lot of fun. Thank you so much for that message, Michelle. I see that. Audio and video is good. Cheers from Singapore. Wow. Arakia Ramen, good to have you here. Fantastic. I got the Pride light. I just cycling through all the colors, as you can see in the background. But let me switch to my screen, as you can see right here. There we are. So it's kind of like this. What I made here. So this is the idea of like brushes. I'll show you guys kind of how to make this pretty straightforward. Here's a quick video as well, right? We're going to do some of that right now. So let's just kind of dive in. Here I'm in Photoshop. Photoshop? No. Excuse me. Illustrator. Suchit from Mumbai, India. Awesome. So I already have a bunch of brushes created, by the way. If we go into the brushes panel, you can see all these awesome brushes, right? Because I use them a lot, and they're just so powerful. Because you could you could do really anything you want with them. So let's just do this really fast. Let's make a brush. Right, I'm going to take this. You can see this right here. We're going to drag this down, connect it like so. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. About 6 different colors. Right, let's roll through this. We'll just make a pride brush right now. We'll get this party started. And then we'll start modifying it. We'll add to it, do all sorts of things. But here's sort of just like, again, just a bunch of colors, basically. So right over here, you can see this panel. Right, I have this color. These are the brights. I think pretty sure you could add them in the swatch library. Excuse me. Should be bright, I think is what it is. Maybe it isn't. Oh, interesting. So I don't know which one this is. Maybe I made it. Who knows? But here it is. Let's make this into a brush, because what I'd want to do is I want to be able to have lines and circles and text that will follow these stripes of colors. Let's take all these graphics. Let's drop them into the brushes panel. We'll turn this into a pattern brush. We'll click OK. Sure enough, here's our brush done and done. Bam. Shabam, auto center. So we have this like rounding the corners like so, and then there's more we could do as well. So we'll click OK. Here's our brush. We made our brush. Let's apply our brush and have some fun. We'll move this off to the side as well. We'll do just the word love. Okay, so this is how I would do this as well, because I want to outline this brush with this text, right? Or outline the text with the brush, the reverse of that. So I'd want to get, I don't know, maybe we'll make it a little bit thicker, like so. But we'll take this, we will create outlines, right? So this is the stroke currently. I can apply it. You ready? Go to brushes, shabam. There it is, right? I've applied it like so. Not quite what I want, just so you know. Already created one, done. Afrosia, nailed it. Okay, Command Y. We're just viewing the vector outlines now because I want to actually not have it look like this. This is okay, right? Just so you know. We could round the corners. That might help us, right? I think it would look better if it was rounded. So that looks pretty good. But what I'd want to do is kind of get rid of some elements of this. Like, let's get rid of the inside. Let's get rid of, no, not that. Maybe, sure, why not? Let's get rid of that. The L, right? So we're just getting rid of certain components just to kind of simplify it, because I think it'll just be more fun this way. And we like fun. Do something like that. Bring this up. All right, so like so. So here's our text that's now going to be a little bit more abstract. Stony Braswell's in the house. Awesome. Good to see ya. Stoney's in the house. So we'll go ahead and Command Y. This is what I've made, right? We can see this, and basically we'll just like modify this and have some fun, obviously, with this lettering. This isn't quite working. Hey. Do something like that. And make this much thicker. I don't even think this part is working. Right? Let's get rid of that. Boom. Or this. Let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that. Right? So there we have it. And let's increase the size of this stroke. Right? That's what I'm talking about. This is super fun. Right? Let's change this preferences. I will not scale strokes and effects. I don't want to scale these strokes, but I do want to be able to like expand this out a little bit. On group, release compound path. There we are. Right, you get the idea. This is even a little thick. But that's all I'm doing, just kind of modifying this. I want to change this as well because I'm not crazy about the end caps. Right? So let's work on that. And in fact, let's go with an actual circle like so. There we go. There we go. Heck, you know what? Let's even do this. Let's try a lowercase e. So let's take the scissors, right? We'll zoom in on this. We'll cut it right here. Bam. I just cut that. So now, see, I can kind of move that out. But more importantly, we can hit P for pen and go like that. And then hit P for pen. We can add a point right there. And then remove that one. Just made a lovely E. Now you ready for the magic? Command Y. Here's our E. Right? Just a little bit different. We might want to use this one instead. Right? Like so. It gets a little wonky right in here. How do you fix this? Just checking out. Hello, ADXGE. But how do you fix this wonkiness? Well, typically you just take that corner and you round it. Like, it's just getting cut off a little bit too much. So that's what I would consider doing. Or you make the thickness, make it so it's not as thick. So let's take this down another notch. Boom, like so. Okay, notice this drastic difference, right? Look what's happening here. It's like, you know, this stroke is at 1 point. But a typical 1 point line looks like this. Reduced to basic appearance. Here's a 1 point line. Look at the difference between these two. There's this one. This is 1 point. And then this is 1 point. Bam! Huge. This always happens. Steve, Carrie, what's up? Just reading over. Permission to delete details to enable better brush strokes. Yeah, I'm not sure what you mean there. But I'm going to double click on this because when you make brushes, they're going to be huge. As I'm showing right here, it's like, this is massive because you're adding, it's just a bunch of graphics, right? This is, again, 1 point as it shows up here, and this is also 1 point. So typically you need to jump in here and drop this down to like 10%. Watch what happens when I do that. This is more, I want to just make sure all my strokes are kind of like the same size. But typically in here, you want to scale it down appropriately. Okay, we'll click OK. Apply to strokes. There we are. Now I just have more control I have a little bit more control over the size when it's that way. But yeah, we'll take this, we'll crank this up, right? Just have a little bit more control. This looks a little bit better. And, you know, I'm well on my way to making a fun design. I do like this one better, right? Than this one. So let's just get rid of this all together. Any other phrases I can use? Go big or go home. That's right. And remember, I turned off scale strokes. So I can actually scale this up. Here's a little trick. You want to know? Hopefully you guys into this. Check this out. This is a fun little trick. You could scale something out. Remember, I have scaling strokes turned off. So when I scale this up, it's obviously like turned off. So this is one way to adjust the spacing or the size of your stroke, is like this, right? Rather than hitting this, I can jump in and just scale this up like so. And I might want it to be this size. Now I'll go back into preferences, into general, and this time I want to scale strokes and effects, and then you scale it back down to its original size. And that's how you can sort of like uniformly scale strokes and effects. Maybe a little bit easier. Thoughts, questions, concerns, irrational fears? Anyone? Is this working? Is the layout working? This is where I'd spend most of my time to start to tweak this. But let's tweak these. Live zesty. We could do live, laugh, love. Just kidding. I'm not doing that. So, okay, so thank you, Michelle. That tip I just showed you is one way to universally, if you have an illustration that has a bunch of little different size strokes, but you want to scale all the strokes up 200%, you can scale up the illustration or scale it down, you know, with strokes scaling turned off, and then turn it back on and then scale it back up, and then you'll increase it 200%. All right, so let's move on. Yeah, I could use another phrase, by the way. I really wish I could think of something else. But here we have, yeah, love. It's pretty straightforward. Let's do something with the end caps, right? So let's do this. Let's do something with the end caps. Let's have a little bit more fun in here. Let's try a new brush. And this is what I want to do. I kind of want to do something like this. This is going to take me some time, so just bear with me. Let's do this. Let's take this. Let's flip it. Let's take this middle. Go like that. Maybe like that. It's going to be a more complex brush. Now I need to command. This is going to be very difficult. The more I think about this, the more difficult this is going to be. I'm like, oh man, this is going to be difficult. Let's think about this. Love who you are. I like it. And the nice thing is you know how to make that whole phrase. I love that one. I'm gonna write that down. I'm into that. Let me think about this. We're gonna make a more complex brush. We're gonna make one with some unique ends. So we are gonna turn on the grid. So I'm gonna show a grid. We're gonna change this grid. So we'll go into guides and grid. We'll do this grid line every 50 pixels divided by 4. Now let's draw a couple lines in here. And let's snap to grid. Okay, so there we go. All right, we're getting somewhere now. We need 11 lines. Let's make sure that's correct. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Ah, what an odd number. I don't know. Maybe I'll do 10. Maybe I'll do 12. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so this one might be a little bit different. 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, why not? Let's do this. This will be clear in a second. I just have to get this set up. It's going to take me not that long. There we go. We'll make one end like so. We'll just duplicate this and we'll put this one over here for later. So I'm just realizing how hard this is to do. Oh man, this is hard. Why? Let's take this. You guys are like, what the heck are you doing? That's a good question. I would like to know. What the heck am I doing? Okay. Boom, boom, ready. Bop. There we go. Send it to the back. Good. Like that. So it's going to be something like this. We're going to take this. We're going to copy it. We're going to paste it. We're going to shrink it down. This one's going to be orange. Sorry, this is such an eye chart. Boom. That's the inside. Copy. Shift Command. Paste on top. Scale it down. Shada. Ga. There we go. Ooh, I'm liking this. Copy. Paste. Scale it down. Again. Green. Scale it down. And there we have that. We got it going on. So we did it. We did it, people. It was not easy, but we did it. So there we go. That's our end cap, right? Took me a little bit of time, but I just had to make sure that was exact. So we can take that. We're going to have one end. We're going to have another end. We're going to have some fun. So take this, zip, flip it over here, reflect, boom. Taking this, shrinking it in, and then shrinking this one in. Copy, paste, move it. There we go. We have all of our elements. The beginning and the end, they're exactly the same. I could always change this as well. So let's see, offset. Oh yeah, I could have done offset. Yeah, I just kind of did it manually, but good call. So yeah, this is what I'm going for. Use the count tool in Photoshop. I had to count to what, 12? I don't need to open up Photoshop to count to 12, but typically, yes, I do. Typically my math is horrible. Okay. So let's do this. Let's take this, drop it in here. We're going to make a new pattern brush. We'll click OK. We'll do this. Oh yeah, so we have this. So we have this one done. Boom. This will have the end caps. There it is. And then we'll take these other ones. What are these guys? Well, guess what? They're going to be swatches. So if we just show, I kind of want to just show the pattern swatches, right? And let's make these larger. So these patterns are what's going to end up at the end of the line. So I'll take this, I'll drop it in here, right? We have that one. We'll take this one, we'll drop it in here, and now I have both my pattern swatches in there. So now when I double click and I go to these lovely little like end caps, you know, the head and the tail, as I like to call them. Did I do it wrong? No, I didn't do it wrong. I did it correctly. I just didn't name it. So let's scroll through here. There they are. You know, click one. Oh, that's the wrong one. I always do that. Boom, there it is. Connected. Take this one. Go down. Find it. It would be better if I would have named these. Again, boom, boom, boom. We did it. Okay, you're into the idea? So awesome. Okay. Oh, good. I'm glad you're always learning something new. And then I'm going to scale it back down 10%. Remember, because we made it really large, we'll scale it down 10%. We have that done. So let's go back to our text. Here we are. We'll make version number 2. There we are. We'll click. Bam. And now you have these like circles. It's okay, right? Yeah, the apps do math. In any time you have a field that has a number in it, you can do 2 times 3, and it will go ahead and multiply, divide, your basic math operations. Obviously, that's way large. We'll shrink that down. But that's kind of what we get when we get the end caps. Like, that's okay. I'm not crazy about it. So that's where we could always jump in and do some more modifications to make this look nice. Like right over here. Same concept, but I want to add a little bit more to it. Let's take all of these, move them out. We're going to make a different version. And the nice thing is, once we make these brushes, we only have to make them once. And then we're going to have the flexibility to edit them all day long. But what I think I'm going to do for these is make them half circles. So this, in fact, it's going to be like this. Because I'm not crazy about how this, wherever the text is, how it looks. I'm not crazy. It just doesn't look right, right? So we want to modify this now that we have it applied. Let's take this, delete like so, delete like so. Then I probably need to start joining all of these. So I think if I start deleting these inlines, it's going to end up like that. That's what I do not want. But let's move this over. And yeah, just making dreams come true today. So that's what we want. We want something kind of like this, but we need to chop all of this. So this is going to be real fun. Oh, shoot. I don't have a lot of time, do I? This is, after all, only a 30-minute stream. That doesn't give me enough time, but it gives you enough time to kind of see what I'm doing. You can see what I'm going for. Let's just take this. And chop it and all that stuff. Maybe I'll do that. One. Bear with me. Get there, Paul. Hurry. There's not much time. Same process. We're just making a different type of brush. Boom. There we go. One more. Get there. Bam. 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 We did it. I think this is going to look cooler. But yeah, you guys get the idea. I'm going to reveal that illustration that I did a second ago. Let's do the pattern brush. Click OK. There we are. You get the idea. Right? This end and this end. So let's flip it. We have that done. We'll make this swatch like so. You could always double click on it and call it 1. There we go. Done. Oh, but make sure it doesn't apply it. Ooh, that looks so cool, though. All right, so let's move on. Drop that in there. Two. There we go. Done. And let's get back to our text. Bam. This one is what I want. And let's add the ends. There they are, right at the top. Like I said, I always pick the wrong one first. But since they're named, they appear like at the top of the list. There we are. Scale this down, 10%. Done. Apply to strokes. Bam. Scale it up. And now we just have these nice curves. So that's all. Let's advance to the final just so you could see. This is how all of this is made, right? You could see the text, a number of brushes that I made as well. But all of this is just a bunch of lines, right? Let's turn off all the shadows, right? So I added some shadows in there, a pattern, some highlights, multiple shadows. And sort of this is the original. So you can see, what is this? Oh, you can see it's just a simple pattern brush, right? And it's applied like so, right? And that's what I had to show you. You guys get the idea. I'm going to let you go. You can throw some textures on there. The highlights and shadows are just gradient shapes that I've added in there. So hopefully you get the idea for that. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to get cut off. But yeah, thank you so much for hanging out with me. Appreciate you guys, and we'll see you all soon. Thank you. Bye.